This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. In the last session, we were talking about data flow in SAP FICO system landscape, because when you're working on any project as a FICO consultant, you must know what is the system landscape, where and how we need to set up the system. Now, what we will do is how we do a configuration in any project. Let's write configuration process in a project. When we talk about configuration process in a project, we need to understand in any project, no matter where it is, whether you're in implementation project, rollout project, or you're in a support project, you need to understand how exactly we do the config. Those who are not talking, please go on mute. All right. We were talking about one data flow in SAP. This is what the data flow in SAP. If I copy this, if I put this here, in the data flow, is configuration first activity or second activity?
Second activity.
In the data flow, configuration is in second activity, meaning even though we know the configuration activity in SAP, straight away you cannot do any config in any project. Reason: to do any configuration in any project, first you need to understand business requirement. We need to first understand business requirement. Without understanding the business requirement, it is practically not possible to do any config in any project. Now, when you're talking about business requirement, here you're talking about business process. This is nothing but business process. When you're talking about business process, here we are talking about this business partner, this business process. Is it related to GL, or is it related to AP? Is it related to AR? Is this related to cash, bank, or assets, tax, and so on? There are different kind of business processes within SAP in any organization. When you're getting a requirement, you need to first understand, is this requirement from which process? Accordingly, you need to ensure, okay, for this process to work, how I need to do the config. Normally, what happens when you're working on SAP as a consultant, or when you're learning SAP, there are some differences. When you're working as a consultant, you will not find any process huge. Every process will be limited, every process will be small in a project. But when you look at SAP from a learning perspective, every topic, every configuration is very big, very huge. Reason: if I am working as a consultant, I will be looking at the process only from my client business process point of view. Am I correct? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
If I am working as a consultant, I will look at any process from my client point of view, not from SAP point of view. Otherwise, if I'm not working as a consultant, I am learning SAP FICO. At that moment, I don't have any client, I don't have any business requirement. What I will do, I will look at complete configuration from SAP point of view. Okay, this topic config is very big. There are 20 steps in it, there are 15 steps in it. Each screen is having so many fields. We are confused what to do, what not to do. The only reason we are directly looking at the config, when you are directly looking at the configuration without having any proper requirement, without understanding the process of the business, it is always tough, it is always big, it is always complex. Or it looks very simple because you have no requirement. But when you're looking at this point with the help of a process, with the help of a requirement, you will clearly understand, okay, this is what is happening in a process. And the same process, if I wanted to bring this into SAP, how I need to do. Then you will start realizing, even though I have the complete configuration material, still this material is not helping me because the material has got a different information, My requirement has got a different information. These two will not match. Your config material and all is only to make you feel comfortable, is only to make you understand, okay, this is how we need to set up the system. And what you will use in setting up the system, how you will set up the system is purely based on the business requirement. Okay. Now, if you see this, yesterday we were looking at SAP screen, right? When we were looking at SAP screen yesterday, if I go to SAP logon, who will give business requirement? Is it given by the consultant or is it given by end user?
Business. End user.
The client.
End user, right? End user is nothing but client or business will provide the requirement. When I say business or client is providing the requirement, we need to make sure that requirement, if I say accounting, easy access is where your end user will work, business will work. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
This is the screen where your end user is working. In this, if you go to financial accounting, can we say these are the business processes? GL is a process, AP is a process, AR is a process, bank is a process, asset is a process. In short, how many you have? GL, AP, AR, bank, and then fixed asset. Hardly 5, right? 5 or 6. For these 5 or 6, you need to understand what processes are there within this. First one, if you take GL, GL is a small module or GL is a big module?
Small module.
Big.
It's a big.
GL is a big module.
It's a big module.
GL is a big module because GL includes everything. The moment you talk about GL, GL is including everything in accounting, because based on the GL only you will be drafting your trial balance, your P&L, your balance sheet. For us to draft TB P&L balance sheet, do we need limited portion or we need everything from account?
Everything. We need everything.
We need everything, and this everything is coming from GL module, not from AP, not from AR. Similarly, if you take AR, this is not big module, right? This is a small module because AR is exclusively referring to customer related. Am I right? AR is exclusively referring to customer related, nothing else. If you talk about AP, AP is also small module only, not a big module, because AP is purely referring to what? Vendor. Whatever is happening with vendor, it is all part of your AP. And similarly, if you're talking about bank, it is purely referring to cash and bank related transactions. And if you look at fixed asset, it is purely related to fixed asset. Meaning, other than GL account, all other points are limited, specific to a particular nature of account. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And these points we need to slowly understand. Okay, when I'm getting a requirement, this process is related to what? And here you should not connect it straightforward to any of the configuration step. You need to understand it as process, as part of business process. Let's say if I'm talking about any vendor, if I'm talking about any vendor where I would say we purchased something from a vendor, or your client will tell we are purchasing from vendor, we are making some purchases from vendor, and so on, so they will tell. Now, if your client is telling we are making purchases from vendor, we would like to book accounting entry for vendor invoice. Now, is it a simple transaction that I can directly put it under accounts payable, or I'll have to look at overall business process?
Look for overall business process.
We have to look at overall business process, meaning your client is now talking about booking vendor invoice. Vendor invoice will come into the picture only when there is a purchase. Am I correct? You will receive vendor invoice only when you made a purchase. Now you need to understand, you need to ask your client, you need to ask your user how your purchases are made. How are you purchasing? What are you purchasing? What do you usually purchase? What is your purchase frequency? Do you purchase on a daily basis, or your purchases are on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis? You need to ask, otherwise you will not get their exact business requirement. Without knowing the exact business requirement, we cannot propose any solution, we cannot implement the system properly. Let's say your client is telling every day we will have purchases, and they are telling that okay, our purchases are not direct, we will make purchases based on the order, we will place the order with our vendor. If your client is telling they are placing order to the vendor, what kind of a purchase is it? Is it a direct purchase or is it a purchase from another module?
Module.
This is purchase from another module. That other module is called as module. Means what? Material management.
Till management. Yes.
Right? We are talking about simple purchases. Your client is purchasing something. Now here you are bringing another module called as and this is where you must have heard something called FI integration.
Yes, sir.
Because if you are purchasing something, your purchase is supposed to have accounting entry. Purchase account debit, vendor account credit. In purchase, you have two types of purchases: cash purchase, credit purchase. In any organization, majoritarily, do we have cash purchase or do we have credit purchase?
Credit purchase.
Right.
Credit.
Most of the companies will have credit purchases only, because when you purchase now, you will pay later. Maybe after a week, after 10 days, after 15 days, after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and so on. Meaning these are all credit purchases. Now they wanted to track the purchase, right? Unlike you and I purchase, if I want something, I will go get it immediately. Or if you place order within 30 minutes, it is delivered. It is not the case in a company. Because their purchase is in large quantity, right? You purchase one quantity, or I purchase two quantity, you purchase three quantity, limited quantity. But companies will purchase in bulk quantity, huge quantity. Am I right?
So,
And vendor will deliver from different locations. In short, if you look at any personalized purchases that you are making from any online platform, let's say you are placing an order from Amazon. When you are placing an order from Amazon, what will happen? Let's say you want to purchase a mobile phone. You wanted to purchase a mobile phone and you are going into Amazon, Flipkart, or any other website. There, what you will do, you will buy the product. When you are buying the product, are you receiving the product immediately from Amazon on the spot?
no.
You are not receiving the product on the spot.
Are you guys able to?
I am placing the order now, but I am not receiving the product immediately, but I am paying immediately. I have different
Yes.
options to make the payment, right? I can pay on delivery. I can pay through credit card. I can pay through my debit card, net banking, phone pay, UPay, and all. Assuming that you have not processed the payment, you have opted for cash on delivery. If I am opting for cash on delivery, it is not a cash purchase, right? I am placing the order now. Only after receiving the product, I will verify the product, make the payment, right? Now there, your Amazon will clearly show delivery date estimated. Delivery may be in 2 days, delivery may be next week, delivery may be next day, delivery may be today by 10 o'clock. Yes or no? Assuming Amazon is showing delivery on 18th or delivery on 20th March, 20th April, possible or not?
It's possible.
It is showing product will be delivered on 20th April. Now on 20th April, what will happen? Somebody will come to your home calling you that this is so and so order from Amazon, and they will hand over the product. They will collect the money from you. This is what will happen, right? And in between, when you place the order in Amazon, you will get acknowledgement number or not, confirmation number or not, order number or not.
Yes, we will receive.
You will get it. Can we call that number as a purchase order number? Because we are purchasing and Amazon is giving this number. Please track your order with this number. And when you go to the Amazon tomorrow, and if you try to search my orders, in short, my purchase orders, select the order, so and so, whatever you placed yesterday. If you click on that, track, then you will tell that ready for shipping, ready for packing, out for delivery, delivered. You will get the different status. Meaning
Yes, sir.
Amazon is doing all the activities with respect to each order. Otherwise, if you ask for mobile phone, and they might come and deliver some other thing if they don't have the tracking. Meaning every sale, every purchase is strictly tracked based on the order number. Am I correct? Everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In any company, even if you work in a project, in your project also, any purchase, any sale is purely based on the order number. If you are purchasing, purchase order. If you are selling, sales order. All purchase orders are based on material management module MM side, in which you will get FI/MM integration. All sales are based on sales and distribution module called as SD module, in which you represent FI/SD integration. Everybody must have heard these two topics, right? FI/MM integration, FI/SD integration, and these two are mandatory in every SAP FICO interview. There is no FICO interview without these two topic discussion. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Right, meaning we need to slowly start understanding what are these, why these are coming. Later on, when you get into it, you will be in a position to understand. Okay. Now, if I'm talking about purchases, for example, when I'm purchasing something in general in any country, along with purchases, you will get tax also.
Yes, sir.
When you buy something, now can I say that I will buy, but I don't want any tax? Please do something. Is anything can be done for it, or no option?
No, no option.
There is no option.
No option. Whether I like, I don't like, I have to buy the product with the tax. I have to buy the product with the tax because it is legal requirement.
Yes.
Tax is a legal requirement and it is mandatory for every organization to deduct on every sale, on every purchases. Let's say when you're purchasing, you're getting a tax. Now, when you're talking about a simple purchases, your purchase is also including a taxation or not?
Yes, sir.
In
Very
tax, you will
good.
have direct
Yes, sir.
taxation. In tax, you will have indirect taxation. In short, sales and purchase tax or GST, goods and service tax, withholding tax, TDS, TCS, all the tax you have to understand. We are only referring to purchase, but purchase is also including taxation. This you need to understand. Now, these taxes are treated differently in each country. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Reason, these
Yes,
are
yes.
legal requirements, these are localization, these are country specifications. In India, you're referring to GST, goods and service tax. Every tax has got two components in it: CGST, SGST, IGST, and so on. But if you
Yes,
see
sir.
other countries, this kind of a tax may not be applicable. If you see some other countries, there may be no tax at all, because it depends on the country, their decision, how they want to charge tax. Sometimes tax may be available, sometimes tax may not be available. Now, when you're talking about purchases, tax is important or not important?
It's important.
Tax is important. And one point that you have to remember is, in general, whenever we are talking to somebody, whenever we tell somebody that what is your experience in SAP FICO, where are you comfortable in SAP FICO, most of the times we all end up telling, I am good at GL, AP, AR. Anybody heard these 3 points? Most of the people are talking
Yeah, yeah.
that I am good at GL, AP, AR. You learn GL, AP, AR, it is okay. Now, when you're talking about GL, AP, AR, in short, you're including everything. That's the reason everybody says GL, AP, AR, because it includes everything. But what we think is, we think GL means posting a debit journal entry, credit journal entry, looking at a GL report, GL is over. AP means creating a vendor invoice, creating vendor report, AP is over. AR means creating a customer invoice, looking at customer report, AR is over. They say that GL AP AR completed. Is this actual GL AP AR?
No.
These are baseline, these are the basic fundamentals of GL AP AR. That's it. These are basic fundamentals of GL AP AR. If we are looking at AP only, we are talking about purchases, assuming that somehow you understood purchasing. Somehow you understood purchasing, you are good at purchases now. Placing an order to the vendor is giving you the goods and services, and then vendor is giving the invoice, you booked the invoice, everything is fine, no doubt. Now after getting the invoice from the vendor, after booking invoice in the system, you are booking a liability here. Invoice means we are booking a liability. What do we need to do with the liability? We need to pay or write off the liability.
We need to pay back
Liability must be paid. Now this liability to be paid to whom?
to the vendor.
To the vendor we need to pay this liability. When you are making any payment, you need to understand your payment can be made by cash or payment can be made by bank.
Payment can be made by bank.
Right? Two are possible, right? I can either issue cash to my vendor or I can also issue through bank, either through a check or through a transfer. Possible or not?
Yes, possible.
Right? Now we need to understand how cash payments are made, how bank payments are made. Now these two are directly related to accounts payable or not, vendor?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
These are directly related to vendor. Now no other go, you need to understand cash bank accounting also. If you say I know AP,
Yes, sir.
meaning slowly each point will have so many other connecting dots. And when you're looking at a transaction, you need to ensure from a single transaction, most of the points we're able to understand. Otherwise, what will happen? We will end up looking at each and everything in bits and pieces. Don't look at things in a bits and pieces. That will never allow you to understand the logic. That will never allow you to feel confident. If I'm looking at vendor creation separately, vendor invoices separately, vendor payment separately, I will never understand what is happening in the system, right? Tomorrow, if there is any entry, if there is any payment that I'm looking at, I just want you to give me the detailed breakup. Can you give me the detailed breakup history for this particular payment? To whom we made this payment, why this payment is made, what was the invoice, what did we purchase, when did we purchase? Are we in a position to get this information, or we should not be in a position to get this information?
We are in the position to get the information.
Right? We must be in a position to get the information. But in a day-to-day life, what we do, whatever we purchased yesterday, we don't even remember. Whatever we purchased last month, we don't even remember, because we are not recording it anywhere. But when you record it somewhere, you can pull the data anytime. Am I right? We will do so many purchases on a daily basis, right? Do we really track?
Yes, sir.
Surprisingly, we forget the value of the product also, right? If you bought something, if somebody is asking, this is very nice, how much? You will tell, I don't remember. Yes or no? It is we who is purchasing, it is we who is swiping our card, scanning and then sending the money, but it is we again who will purchase the value of the product, because we are not recording it. When you are not recording, it is not possible to remember, it is not possible to trace again. But in accounting, is that the situation? Can I do
No,
a transaction and then skip recording it in accounting? Possible or not?
no, sir.
No. Any entry that you are doing, any transaction that you are doing, you must record it in accounting. How do you record it in accounting? By passing a journal entry debit and credit. Now, when you're writing a journal entry debit and credit, your entry is getting recorded in your accounting. At any given point of time, you take yesterday's transaction, today transaction, 1 year back, 2 year back, up to 7 years back. Every company must be in a position to produce the documentation, original document. They must produce original document. They need to take the backup and then do it. In older days, everybody used to put all the documentation in file and then they used to store it. You would have noticed many places, right? Even if you go to your school to get your bona fide certificate or any other information, you would have completed your academics maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago. Still in your school, your records are available or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? You will see that condition is very bad, but still the data is available, right? Meaning it is mandatory. Like that, even in accounting, you have some rules and regulations to maintain all the documentation. Now it is all digital documentation. Every document, what they do, they scan it. Every document will be scanned and then will be stored digitally now. And you're not receiving any physical documentation currently. It's all digital documentation. Even if you buy something, you will receive the bills on your mobile phone majoritarily, on your email. Now, when these things are happening, slowly we need to make sure what is exactly happening in the companies currently and what we need to understand currently when it comes to purchases, when it comes to sale, when it comes to any other point. Now, when you're talking about purchases, it is very simple. But generally, if you specify, I am purchasing, then the next question would be, what are you purchasing? Yes or no? If I say I am purchasing,
Yes.
next question would be, what are you purchasing? Same thing if you take from a company perspective, any company will make purchases. Now we need to understand what this company is purchasing. When you're with a client, when you're in a project, where you need to understand their AP process, their accounts payable process, first thing that you do is, can you tell what do you purchase, what are you purchasing, how your purchases are happening? Then they will tell, we will be purchasing a material. When they're talking about we are purchasing a material, it can be any material, raw material, semi-finished material, packing material, finished material, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
There are
yes.
different kind of material. Okay, you are making material purchases, agreed. Next, they will say that, okay, we are also purchasing services, consumables, purchase services, right? They are also purchasing assets, fixed asset. Now, each point that they are telling that we are purchasing this, we are purchasing that, you need to understand how these are accounted. You need to understand how these purchases are accounted, with which you will slowly start understanding, okay, if you are purchasing a material, this is how we need to account the material purchases. If you are purchasing any service, if you are purchasing any consumable item, this is how we need to account it. If you are purchasing any asset, how do you account an asset purchase, fixed asset? Let's say your company is purchasing laptop, your company is purchasing a refrigerator, your company is purchasing an air conditioner, your company is purchasing any furniture, your company is purchasing any other software application license. How are they accounting it? Slowly we need to make sure we are in a position to understand, at least we are in a position to guess, okay, this is a purchase from a company point of view. Else what we will do, we will end up writing purchase account debit, vendor account credit, 10 times we will do it. Is it useful anywhere? Purchase account debit, vendor account credit?
Won't.
No, because no company will record entries like this. Now here you are learning SAP FICO just for your knowledge upgrading purpose or to get a job in it. SAP FICO,
Got a job, sir.
right?
To
You are
knowledge.
learning SAP FICO to get a job. When you are learning SAP FICO to get a job, and you need to give your interview, you need to talk to the people, you need to convince the people that you have good knowledge, good understanding. For that, no other go. Whatever happens in a project, whatever happens in a company, those points alone we need to talk, we need to understand. Only then the other person feels, yes, this candidate knows the process. Otherwise, it clearly reveals that we know only the config, we know only the basic fundamentals. When you talk, other person can easily connect to what you're talking. They can easily come to a conclusion whether this candidate has experience or whether this candidate has got good subject knowledge or not. The way you talk, within a minute or two, other person will come to a conclusion. Even you can also do it, right? When you talk to somebody on SAP FICO, or when somebody is talking on SAP FICO, within few minutes, will you come to a conclusion or not? I think this guy or this candidate has got good knowledge on FICO. This guy does not have good knowledge on FICO. The way they are talking, is it possible for you to guess or not? I think he has good knowledge. He doesn't have good knowledge. Possible or not? From your side, can you guess at this moment? Or who, whatever is explained by somebody, you will blindly say that, okay, very good, excellent, like that. No, right?
No.
Because based on what they are talking, whether it is relevant or irrelevant, we will be in a position to connect at least somehow now. And assuming you are checking somebody's SAP FICO knowledge, you are checking somebody's SAP FICO knowledge, assume that you need to take somebody's interview to give them a job. You need to check somebody's knowledge to give them a job in your company or anywhere. If I am that person who is coming for attending an interview, assuming that I have very less experience, only 2-year experience, 3-4 year experience, I learned SAP FICO somewhere, or I'm a complete fresher, or I have experience, no matter what, and you need to take my interview. First point, what you will do before taking my interview? Will you look at my resume or not? Before taking my interview, do you need my resume or not required?
It's required, sir. We will look into it.
Right? You will be requiring my resume. When you look at my resume, from the resume, what do you look at? You will be looking at what is my overall experience, what is my relevant experience related to SAP FICO, how many projects I was part of, how many implementations, how many support rollout, yes or no, and in each project what I did. All this information to be included in a resume or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? After looking at my resume, then you will start asking me. First, what you will do, you will ask me to walk me through your profile. You say that, okay, please explain your profile. Then I will tell that my name is Ajay, I am working in ABC company, I have XYZ years of experience, these many projects I did, this is what I am comfortable with SAP, something I will tell. After that, you start asking me questions, or after this, you will directly give me the job.
Asking the questions.
After looking at my resume, after listening to my personal introduction, you will tell that, okay, very good, you are selected, or you will start asking the questions.
Asking the questions.
Right? You will start asking the questions. Then do you ask the questions like that, what is the transaction code to create a company code? I will tell OX02, very good, excellent. Is that how you put questions? How many submodules are there in SAP FI? GL, AP, AR, Cash Bank, very good, excellent. Is this how you put questions?
No, sir.
No. Then you ask something else, right? Do you ask what is the configuration to create GL account? What is the configuration to create a bank account? Do you ask like this? If we are assuming ourselves in such a way that you are working in a company as a FICO consultant and you are taking somebody's interview to join in your project. Okay, in your project, you are a FICO consultant currently. There is another requirement to hire additional FICO consultant. Since you are the existing FICO consultant, you are asked to take the interview and select shortlist one consultant. Now here you'll have to think this first. Assume if you need to take interview of another SAP FICO candidate, what you will be asking them? Is it definition? Is it T code? Is it configuration? Or is it something that now you know you're working in a project, you know what is the requirement in your project, you know what kind of a skill set is required, so that your work will be simplified? Yes or no? Even
Yes,
if you
sir.
guide somebody, even if you tell, you want somebody to understand and do it on their own. For everything, if the person is coming, sir, please show me how to do it. I did this. Is this correct? If you're asking me to do something, sorry, I don't know this. No, I never worked on this. I cannot do it. You want these kind of a people, or you want somebody who can manage, who can work, right? Definitely, you need somebody who can manage, who can work, who will understand when you talk. And when you're taking interview, definitely you will not ask a definition. Definitely you will not ask the configuration T codes. Am I correct? And you will check their skill set in different ways, right? If this is the situation, how will you do it? You have any scenario in your previous project where you had faced any difficult situation, challenging situation? Different other questions you will ask. Different other questions you will ask, because you know, if I take a wrong candidate, my work will be at a risk. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because if you take a wrong candidate, inefficient candidate, your work will be at a risk, because tomorrow if he or she is not able to perform, they will question you, because you are the one who selected them. I gave you the opportunity to pick the right candidate in our project, and it was your responsibility to pick right candidate. And unfortunately, let's say we picked a candidate who is not in a position to perform, then you will be blamed, and then they might think in a different way. How did you conduct the interview? How, on what basis you selected this candidate? These kind of questions will come. These kind of questions will come. So what everybody will do, everybody will make sure after selecting a candidate in the interview, they have to ensure that this candidate has got good knowledge and this candidate can perform. Only if the other person is convinced, they will give positive feedback in the interview, or they will say this candidate is selected, else nobody will select. It is not about I will see three candidate profile, I will talk to three candidate, one among the three. This will not happen anywhere. It is purely based on their skill set, it is purely based on their knowledge. Very minimal, it is based on the luck. Very minimal. Because your competition for any interview is very, very less. Don't think that, okay, there are so many hundreds of people, thousands of people in the market. Will I get a job if I go to the market? You will definitely get. Reason, in any organization, for any profile, they will not take so many interviews. And there are two types of interview. One is your pooled interview. When we say pooled interview, pooled recruitment, it is not specific to any project. If you take any consulting companies, any service-based companies like Wipro, Infosys, Deloitte, like that, there are so many consulting companies which everybody is aware. Yes or no?
Sir.
And what these companies will do, these companies will provide consulting services, and they need so many consultants on a daily basis. In short, they have so many projects happening all over the world, all over India and all. What they need consultants. People will frequently come, people will frequently go. Am I right? What they do pooled recruitment, meaning when they look at a FICO profile, they don't check specifically whether he knows this or that. They will check overall in a generic way whether this candidate has got good understanding on FICO or not. Only the understanding they will check. Okay, if they feel that okay, this candidate has got good understanding, they will shortlist you, they will give you the offer. And here, whatever the understanding that they are checking is purely based on certain selected topics, like you have automatic payment program, bank reconciliation, fixed asset, your accounts payable, receivable, taxation, integrations, and so on, month-end activities, year-end activities. Everybody must have heard these topics.
Yes,
Only
sir.
on these selected topics, they will check your understanding. That's it. If you're able to talk these topics clearly, they will give you the job. Nothing else will be verified beyond this. Okay, you're able to do it. And when you join a project, now this basic understanding will not work there. You should be in a position to perform, go to the system, identify things, work independently. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
And while talking to them, they will also verify these points, whether you're holding this capability in you or not. When you talk, it is easily understood. When you talk, it is easily understood. Because when you talk, you're talking based on your experience, based on your knowledge. Not like yesterday I prepared for an examination, tomorrow I'm writing whatever comes in my mind. That is not the situation, right? When you talk, the way you're talking can easily be understood by the other person. That's where you have 2 rounds in any project. One is technical round, another one is managerial round. Am I correct? For FICO.
Yes, sir.
These two are standard in every company for FICO consultant. But some companies will also have third round called as client round. You'll have to clear technical round. You have to clear managerial round. In short, project manager round. Third one, you also need to clear client round. Now, is it so easy to clear the interviews? All this convincing everybody?
No, sir.
Does this require only the configuration knowledge?
No, sir. No.
No. Only with the help of configuration and all, probably you can clear the first round, technical round, because they will only ask technical questions. What is the config of this? How you will do it? Where this will get stored? Did you work on this? Did you work on that? Can you tell me some support incidents that you worked? Some kind of a standard questions they will ask. Technically, they will check whether you know all this or not. When you go to managerial round, they might ask, okay, your overall experience is 5. Okay, you did 3 projects, you are part of an implementation, very good. Is it end-to-end implementation? If you tell yes, can you please tell me what was your role in this implementation project? They will not ask anything technical, they'll ask only generic. Can you tell me what exactly your client business process here? What was your contribution in this project? Were you part of any user role authorization metrics creation? Or did you work on any migration things? Did you work on any other XYZ things? They will ask. If your answering is in a convincing manner, they will select you in the second round. If not, they will not select. Most of the people, if you see, when they clear first round, they will not clear the second round. Some people will feel, I can easily clear second round, but I'm not able to clear first round. Because they do not know on what basis questions are asked, what is verified, what is checked in a candidate profile. We do not know. So what we will do, you will sit, prepare, practice the same thing, a company code, chart of account, fiscal year, XYZ. Every time we will repeat the same thing. But when you go to the market, nobody will ask these things. Anybody saw? Anytime people are asking, tell me company code, chart of account, fiscal year, all these kind of things in any interview. Nobody will ask these questions in any interview. Nobody will ask. But without these things, you cannot do anything in SAP. Understanding subject is important. Equally, understanding the points with respect to interview is also important. When you talk to SAP, FICO, to anybody, you need to ensure what can be checked with me, what they can verify when I'm talking, what kind of questions that they can put. If you are not in a position to guess these points, it is of no use that we are learning SAP FICO. It's like we are by hearting like a LKG student. A means A 100 times. Not like that. You're not learning ABCD to repeat the same thing over a period of time. Like you're in your academics, you have a textbook. Do you really read all the 1000 pages, 500 pages, 200 pages for the examination? Or you can guess the important questions?
Important one, sir.
You will guess important questions. Here, these important questions are already leaked. Here, these important questions are already leaked. 80% of all the questions, whatever are leaked, are exactly the same in every interview. Meaning, if you take document splitting, in every interview, document splitting is questioned. If you talk automatic payment program, every interview, APP is questioned. Integration, 100% every interview. SD integration, 100% every interview. Asset accounting, 100% every interview. Taxation, 100% every interview. Rise of object, 100% every interview. Month-end activity, year-end activity, mandatory. Right? Like that, there are some other topics. Now, your interview is for how long? On an average?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
30 to 45 minutes. Now, in 30 to 45 minutes, hardly we can ask 10 to 15 questions, not beyond that. Maximum is 15 questions you'll get, not beyond that. Answering these 15 questions, is it really difficult?
No,
And
sir.
for any topic, you cannot tell in detailed, crystal clear example, not required. 1-2 minutes are more than sufficient. They'll only check the way you're talking. They will only check the way you're talking, with the flow that you're continuing while explaining a topic, any process. They understand, okay, this candidate knows the subject. And they'll not put any further questions on it. Otherwise, they will start asking different conceptual questions. Most of the time, you would have heard from people stating, everybody is asking a logic-based questions, scenario-based questions. Anybody heard this point from your friends?
Yes, sir.
They're asking all scenarios and all. Now, why somebody will ask a scenario? Because while we are explaining the topic, while we are talking, we are not including any scenario. You are talking in a generic way. Because you are not including any scenario, okay, I don't want this. You are not in a position to put any scenario. Let me give you a scenario. That's how it goes. Instead, while talking from your side, you include the scenario. Tell that if they're asking something about a particular topic, instead of talking in a generic way, we use this for so and so purpose. This will be configured like this, like this. Don't talk like that. That's a generic way. And you are representing an experienced candidate, or you're representing you're a trained candidate. Make sure your experience, your training will come into the picture there. Explain that this functionality we have used in our previous project, or I was part of this implementation in my current project, so and so, anything. And in our previous project, in my previous assignment, this is how we used it. This was the functionality we implemented. This is how we used it. Try to do it in a different way. In this particular scenario, this will be used. Then the other person will feel connected. Okay, this candidate knows how these things will work, because he or she is in a position to explain me with an example, with a scenario. Then they will not ask any scenario. They will not allow you to complete your scenario also. They'll go to next topic. They'll tell, okay, fine. Tell me what is this. You need to understand what are they looking at you when they take your interview. If you deliver them the same thing, you will get easily selected. Otherwise, they're expecting something, you're talking something else. So there is a disconnect. When there is a disconnect, rejection chances are very, very high. At the end, whatever you're learning is to get a job. And whatever you're preparing, practicing, putting your effort is to ensure tomorrow when you're in the interview, tomorrow when you're in a project, all these points are helping you out. Meaning, when you're learning only, you should find it things are difficult. Because going forward, you will feel that it is very simple, very easy. I learned so in a different situation, but now I see everything is very simple. At that moment, you will realize that you are confident. Your confidence is supposed to build, is supposed to come into the picture when you're in interview. While somebody is asking a question, you should feel comfortable, very simple. I will easily answer. When you're in a project, somebody is asking you to do something, somebody is telling you something, you're in an easy position to respond, understand. They feel that, okay, is very good. then you feel confident or not,
Yes, sir.
right? That's what you have to target. Not that when you're learning, you feel it's very simple, very easy. I think I can easily get the job. After a week, after 10 days, after 1 month, all this will take a U-turn. You feel everything is very difficult. Last week I found very simple. I was very confident, but now I'm not able to understand. That is what is SAP. Initially, if you look at only the basic things, small fundamental things, going forward, obviously it will be complicated, it will be difficult. And start from a situation where you feel that all these things you are habituated with. Meaning when you see something in real time in the interview, you will not be surprised. You will not get scared. You can easily answer because for you it is no longer difficult. Because of the way you understood, because of the way you practiced, it is not any difficulty for you. You feel that this is simple only. I think I can attempt it easily. That confidence is what you have to build. Only for that purpose you are getting it trained, not to know what is FICO, what is the config. And you should feel confident when there is a right situation. Only two right situations are there. One is your interview, two is your project. Every day you have to sit in the office for 8 hours. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
When you're sitting in the office 8 hours a day, if your subject is not good, if you're not confident on the subject, is it practically possible?
No.
If anybody calls your name, you will get scared. I don't know, they're calling me, I don't know what they will ask. Like a kid who is going to school without writing homework, it will be the same situation every day. You feel that this issue is not resolved yet, I'm not getting any help anywhere. This I have not completed this. Today there is a demo, or today there is a meeting with the client. Today project manager will ask this. I did not do anything. So many pending things are there. I have so many tickets in my bucket. I'm not able to resolve it. Nobody is helping me. This is how things will happen. Every day you end up Googling, nothing you will get. As I said, when you're working in a project, the project queries, issues, doubts that you get, you don't get anywhere in the Google. You'll not get them in Google. So when you realize these points at the beginning only, you will put right effort from the beginning. Else, you may be under an assumption that nothing will happen when I'm in project. For every error, I will get answer in Google. If Google can help, everybody is a consultant, right? Google can only give an assistance. Google can only give some advice. Okay, this could be the reason, that could be the reason. But end decision is consultant decision. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
End decision is consultant decision. If something is wrong with that, consultant will be blamed. And you need to realize all these points. The moment you realize these points, then you will actually start understanding what is FICO. When these points are not realized, practically you are learning SAP FICO, but it is not exactly the FICO that you will do when you get a job. Understand things in such a way the way you do it after getting a job. When you talk to a user, when you talk to a client, when you talk to anybody, make sure they say that yes, your understanding is correct. If this is not happening, then it's a very difficult situation for anybody to look back and then say that I completed my training, I did a lot of effort, different sacrifices I've done, but now when I'm talking to somebody, nobody is giving me a job. I'm not able to clear my interviews. Reason? The subject is there, but it is not there in a right manner. Maybe you would have put different effort, but your effort may be not correct. Now all these things, when you realize properly, then you feel that okay, this is how I need to understand. That's where I said have some friends, have some network in your circle who are working in FICO as consultant. Who are working in FICO as a consultant, please have some network, talk to those FICO consultants, understand from there. If I wanted to get a job in SAP FICO, what do I need? Don't talk to your friends who are learning SAP FICO. Talk to people who are working on FICO as a consultant. If somebody is not working as a FICO consultant, don't listen to them. Hear from left ear, leave it from right ear. Don't even connect to what people are telling who are not working on SAP FICO. When they are not working on FICO, whatever they tell, it's nonsense. They cannot give you any advice, do this when they are not working in FICO, right? And if you are believing in them and if you are putting your effort, God only knows what will happen. Because it is clear in us that no, I want pure real time. I wanted to understand, I wanted to get real time training. This is what most of us will be thinking.
Yes, sir.
And when you want a real time information, and a person who is not working in SAP, can they give you real time?
No.
Right? Let's say if your friend is there and he is telling that I learn SAP FICO, it's very good. My colleague also did this, my neighbor did this, my friend is this, they're doing very good. Or my friend did this, he did not get any job, he left, he wasted his money and all. Then he will demotivate you because he does not know why they failed. Because he is not working in SAP FICO, he will start advising you, don't get into it. It's very difficult. Nobody will get job in SAP FICO. You will get connected to it, and then you will have a mindset that, okay, FICO is very difficult. Everybody is asking a scenario-based question. I don't know scenarios. Everybody is asking real experience. I don't have any experience. Different points will start striking our mind just because we are hearing from different people 360 degrees. And whenever you hear something new, you will get connected to that. Somebody will tell positively, you feel energetic. Somebody will tell negatively, you feel very low. You feel like quitting SAP, giving up SAP. You feel, why I joined SAP? Meaning you do not have a clarity here. When you do not have a clarity, nobody can help. And you need to believe in one, that okay, this is how SAP FICO world looks like. This is what is required to get a FICO consulting job. Let me focus on these things. Let me learn these things. When you go to the market, you will see the difference. Otherwise, when you go to the market, everybody will tell a different story. When you go to the market, everybody will go to a different story. Talk to people who are attending interviews. Talk to people who are attending interviews and then ask them how interviews are happening, how many interviews you attended so far, what is the feedback, and what points we need to understand it to clear the interview. Talk to people, because tomorrow you have to attend the interviews. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now you need to talk to the people. Then they will tell, okay, no, interviews are very tough. They're expecting all these kind of things. Then they will tell, listen from them, validate, then write down accordingly. As per you, okay, to get a FICO job, these many things are required. All this work, all this effort you have to put even before you join SAP FICO training. All this work you'll have to do even before you join SAP FICO training, even before you make payment to any training. Then you come to a conclusion, self-decision. This is all required to get a job. Whether I am really capable to do it, whether I'm really interested to do it now, then question yourself. If you convinced, yes, I am ready to put my effort, all these things are there, join. Otherwise, what will happen? During the training, you will never know this. After completing the training, when you are in the market, placing your resume, when you start your first interview, you will have literally sweating on your face. You will literally shiver, you will literally get sweating on your face because you are under immense pressure there. After completing the training at your home, everybody will expect you will get job now.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you start attending interview, you will realize that, okay, these things I'm hearing for the first time. What is this? I learned FICO for 3 months, 4 months. I practiced from last 6 months. I never come across this. Then you will have a lot of pressure. At that pressure situation, you will not understand anything. Whatever you know, you forget everything. Then you are answerable to different people once you complete the training, yes or no? Your family, your friends, whosoever.
Yes, sir.
Because we all learnt SAP FICO, we are all learning SAP FICO, assuming we will get better career. And nobody is learning SAP FICO without telling anybody, right? Even if I don't get, it's okay. Nobody knows that I'm learning SAP FICO. Anybody is doing that? If anybody is doing it, it is okay. If somebody is doing, I'm learning SAP FICO, but nobody knows that I'm learning SAP FICO, it's okay. It's only you that you could not learn it properly, it's okay. You can forget it over a period of time. But what about your friends are aware that you're learning SAP FICO? They will say that, okay, first you learn, if you get job, I will also join. This is what usually happens.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your friends, your family and everybody will think that, everybody would have told, alright, it's very difficult and all. Listening to everybody, against everybody, you joined SAP FICO training, showcasing that, yes, I will prove myself, I'll do something. Then if you are not able to get a job, everybody will start poking you. I already told you, don't join SAP FICO. I already told you, you will not get job in SAP FICO. Is it motivating or demotivating?
Demotivating.
People will tell, I told you don't join there. I told you join there. You did not listen to me. See what is happening now. Everybody will talk like this only. And you will not find somebody who is supporting you. You will not receive support from anywhere. Practically, these things will happen. That's what I'm telling. Talk to people. Before you take a decision, before you pay money to training, talk to people who are working in SAP as a consultant, who are learning SAP, who are attending interviews. Then you will realize the practical stories. You will realize the actual market ground reality. Don't be under any assumption that I am talking very nicely, you are attracted to me. Somebody is talking very nicely, you are attracted to there. Don't go to SAP FICO with attraction. There is nothing called colorful in SAP FICO. You can get good job anywhere. But if you really wanted to get into SAP FICO consulting, please know the different points. Please know the different points. Don't blindly take a decision even to join with me also. I'm not telling you to join with me also. You can join anywhere, wherever you feel that you are comfortable. It's your decision, it's your money. I'm nobody to say join only with me you will get the job. I'm not telling that. Join anywhere, wherever you feel you are comfortable with. But make sure you put some effort from your side, some sincere effort, if you're really serious about learning SAP FICO. If not, join wherever you want, nobody cares. You're only least bothered about joining. You're blindly going and joining, meaning you yourself is not concerned about yourself, your career. Blindly you're joining there. Many people will say that I should have joined somewhere else. I should not have taken SAP FICO. This is not for me. Then why we did not put a little effort at the beginning of joining or before joining, whether this is suitable or not suitable? If this would have done, we may be not in this situation today, right? Our mistake only, yes or no? Blindly joining,
Yes, sir.
without
Yes,
putting any effort. You have to put your effort. Only then you take a decision whether it is suitable or not. It's not about your wasting your money. It's about your losing interest on your career. Tomorrow, if you want to do something else, you will have this negativity in your mind. I already did a mistake before. I don't think I can do it now. Reason, you have to consider so many points. Our age we have to consider. Nobody is at a fresh age where you can put your effort like a student, right? Everybody has got different commitments, family responsibilities and all. Yes, no?
yes, sir.
Having all these commitments, responsibilities, it is practically not possible. You listen to a class one day, you will understand, you will grasp it like a sincere student. Those are the days gone, those are the age gone, that mindset is gone. If you listen to a class one day, you will not understand in one day. And every day you have a class. Someday you'll be able to attend, someday you will not be able to attend. And consolidating everything, preparing for the interview, putting effort, writing notes, practically not possible. Because you're already working, you already have different other commitments. In all these commitments, do you really think within 3 months you'll be able to understand SAP FICO? Is this practically possible? Impossible, not possible. The only possibility is completing a FICO course in 3 months possible. Learning FICO in 3 months is not possible. Don't look at in a generic way. Sit back and then write down your daily activity, your current responsibilities, your age, your memory power, everything. And then come to a decision. It is purely related to your decision, not generalized. I'm not talking generalized, I'm talking yourself. You write down, okay, I am now 30 years old, I am now 40 years old, I am now 25-year-old. These are my responsibilities. Check one day, sit in front of a book or take a laptop, sit in front of it, try to practice 1 hour. And if you are getting any errors, if you are getting stuck somewhere, check whether you can still maintain that concentration, focus, and then do it, or you're closing it. Every day counts, right? When you're talking about 90 days I have to complete, every day is counting or not? Is every day counted if you wanted to complete within 90 days?
Yes, sir.
Each day that you are delaying, it's a delay. And in SAP, everything is interconnected. When I say everything is interconnected, if you skip one point, many points will not work because of this small point. If you put this point, many things will start working. And we don't realize these points. These connecting points, we don't realize. Everything is interconnected. That's why we call it as business process, right? And what you do is, what you do today, everybody has got access to Google. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody has got access to Google, right? Go to Google, search SAP FICO jobs in your location. If you're in Hyderabad, SAP FICO jobs in Hyderabad. If you're in Delhi, SAP FICO jobs in Delhi. If you're in any place, put your city, SAP FICO jobs. Click on job. Google only will give so many results. You got my point, right? Open anything. Open anything. Every job contains a job description. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Every job contains job description. Read those job description for at least 3 to 4 companies. At least 3 to 4 companies. What you need to read?
Job description.
Job description.
Job description. Read the job description of SAP FICO consultant job. Minimum 3 you read. And then we will talk tomorrow. Don't read SAP FICO course content. Read SAP FICO job description. According to the job description, you need to have your learning, you need to have your training. That job description is nothing but tomorrow when you go to the market, that's what they will be checking you. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Nobody will take your interview based on your course content. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Yes, sir.
Alright? Based on their job description, they will ask. If you are unable to answer, have you gone through the JD? They'll ask. In the interview, literally people will ask on your face, have you gone through the job description? Yes. Then why you do not know this? We clearly mentioned in the job description, these are the skill set that we are looking for. You don't have it. Why you came for interview? Literally people will ask on the face. When these experiences are happening for people, they will literally get scared to attend the next interview. On that day will be their last day in SAP. They'll quit SAP. There are many like this. Right? When you know all the points, possibilities, then you will have a mindset developed. Okay, this is there in SAP FICO. Then if I want to get into it, this is what I need to work. Accordingly, when you put effort, nobody can create any fear in you. Nobody can create any fear in you. Even if they try to create fear for any reason, you will not be afraid. You are confident enough in any situation. That is more important for a FICO consultant. Being confident in any situation is very important. And all these are practical situations that you will come across, that you will hear from different people. As I said, go through at least 3 job descriptions today. Tomorrow I will talk about those job descriptions, different points that are expected to become a FICO consultant. Because when you go through these today, tomorrow it is easy for you to connect what I'm talking. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, let me stop now. The remaining points we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Thank you.